almost like every time I'm on here, I'm always in my pajamas. So I might as well just call this jam time with cinnamon. If you've ever tried to go on a weight loss journey, you probably know that it's one of the hardest things ever. And staying in a calorie deficit, which is sadly the key to weight loss, is one of the hardest things ever. And I know because I tried doing it for like a decade. So today in this video, I'm going to be going over how to make a calorie deficit easy to a point where you don't feel deprived all the time. You're not going to bed hungry every single night. You don't feel yourself getting in constant binge eating cycles. Trust me guys, I've lived it and I finally have figured it out at this point. The very first thing I want to talk about is fueling yourself right with the right food. So let's talk about protein first. Protein is the most satisfying macronutrient. You have three macronutrients. You have your protein, your carbs, and your healthy fats. Protein is super satiating. So if you start really making protein the main focus of every single meal, that is going to keep you full for longer. That is going to keep your body satisfied. It's nearly impossible to overeat protein. Now, I don't want to tell you to deprive the other macronutrients either, because this is a mistake I once made where I was like deathly afraid of healthy fats. Because things like olive oil, avocado, nuts, they tend to be higher in calories. And since I was only looking at that number, I would deprive myself of healthy fats. And healthy fats are so good for you, not just for keeping you full and satisfied, but also for your skin. You know, avocados are so good for your skin. They're so good for your hair. That's how you get the healthy, shiny hair. So don't deprive yourself of nutrients. That's why we need our carbs, our healthy fats, and our proteins. So while yes, it is important to focus on that calorie deficit number, you need to be in the deficit to drop the weight. It's going to be so much easier if you are filling yourself with meals that keep your body satisfied and keep you from craving more. I know you've probably heard this a million times before, but get rid of the all or nothing mentality. I get it, and I still struggle with it sometimes, guys. I'm a very disciplined person that sometimes when I get thrown off my discipline, I'm like so mad at myself, and I'm like, what are you doing? But the thing is we're all human. We're all gonna mess up. It's not going to be perfect. I mean, accept the fact that it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes you are going to go off on a binge. I still get them sometimes. Like sometimes it's just going to happen. You get stressed. Emotional eating is such a real thing with humans. These things are just going to happen. So all or nothing mentality, you just got to keep going. If you mess up one day, that's okay. If you mess up for a whole week, if you mess up for a whole month, you just have to get back on the high horse and keep going. Okay, this is a good one, but sub out before you cut out. So say right now, maybe your diet is not as great as it should be. Maybe you eat a lot of chips, you eat a lot of ultra processed things such as chips, cookies, like pretty much anything that's coming in a package. I don't think it's wise to go and cut out everything and say, I'm just gonna go on a whole foods diet, this and this and this. That's very hard. Most of us do not have that self-discipline. I know I didn't at the very beginning, and I still wouldn't now today. If I were to be eating that crappily and then switch over immediately to a whole foods diet, I mean, it would cause me to burn out. I would end up going back to my binging ways and I'd cave. So I think it's really good to find healthy substitutes, and there's a healthy substitute for everything. There's always going to be a lower calorie substitute of something. There's always going to be a higher protein version of something. So for me, even for a while there while I was trying to lose weight, I would switch my granola to high protein, lower calorie granola, okay? All these things exist. Or like rice. Switch rice with cauliflower rice. That's a lot lower in calorie. And I'm not saying those foods are bad, but I'm just saying sometimes you need to substitute with lower foods any way you can. That way you can still allow yourself to have these other foods until you're ready to completely cut them out. And even diet soda, I'll say, like Diet Coke. If you're a soda drinker, then that's fine. Switch to the Diet Coke. A lot of people will be really against those types of sweeteners, and I'm not the biggest fan of them either. I don't think they're great at all. But if it's going to help you lose weight, it's going to help you lose weight. Sometimes you just have to use these things as tools. It's completely okay. I'd be lying to you if I told you that I didn't do the same thing. This is a fun one, and I'm going to talk about suppressing your hunger. I'm not going to encourage an eating disorder on here or anything like that, but I'm saying sometimes, especially when you first start to lose weight, it's really hard because your body kind of just goes into shock. I mean, you start in a calorie deficit, which you've never done before, Now you're in it and your body's like, yo dude, like what are you doing? If you're in a healthy calorie deficit and you are not depriving your body, sometimes you just have to suppress it. So things like caffeine were a helpful tool for me. You know, green tea has caffeine in it, coffee has caffeine in it, even energy drinks. If that's what's going to help you, then that's what's going to help you. Also, brushing your teeth a lot or using mouthwash. Mint is a natural hunger suppressant. And another tip I will put on this is put cinnamon on like your parfaits or your cottage cheese or just wherever you can put it, because cinnamon is a natural hunger suppressant too. I could do a whole video on that one, so if you guys are interested more on other things that suppress your hunger or just things to do when you feel like you're about to overeat, binge, I got you. I'm definitely the girl for that because I'm literally bingerella. The last tip I'm going to talk about is eat food that you actually like, okay? Just because something's healthy does not mean that you like it. You don't have to force yourself to like foods. Now, do I think you'll end up liking foods that you didn't think you always liked throughout the process? 100%. But you can make anything into a healthy substitute. If you like chicken wings, then you can go and make a healthy substitute of chicken wings. Meals can be nutritious and delicious, okay? It doesn't always have to be chicken and rice. And no, it does not have to take hours and hours of preparation to make these meals either. So those are just a few of my tips to make being in a calorie deficit a lot easier. I've got tons of other tips like this, so like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want to see.